السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. Uh, how are you, everyone? I hope you are doing well. Inshallah, I mean, before beginning this period, I want to tell you that, inshallah, the homework will be made online. In other words, I put the question on an online assessment, online assignment, sorry, okay, and I'll give you the chance to solve the homework. So all these homework questions, inshallah Rabbil Alameen, will be put on the Classera, okay. If you want to answer by writing, if it's easier with respect to you, no problem, do that by writing a text as a text of the Classera itself. Do that. If you want to answer in an external paper and photo it, then upload it, do that, okay? Even if you want to answer in form of a small video, okay, and you want to send it, okay, do that. Well, so inshallah Rabbil Alameen, now let's go. If you have any question, please raise your hand. Type, okay, I'll pause recording, so answering questions to shorten the video. Now we are recording, inshallah. Last period, we talked about the factors affecting the pressure, okay, and we discussed them together. We give this question as an introductory question. Is a large amount of pressure always caused by a large force? Explain your answer. طبعا here large amount of pressure, the pressure is dependent on two factors, not only one factor, okay? Not only the force controls pressure, but also the area. So we can get large amount of pressure by two ways. Number one, by large amount of by large force. Number two, by what area? Who can answer? Raise your hand if you want to answer, or I can choose anyone. Okay, let me choose anyone. Okay, let's listen to Diya. We didn't listen to Diya this year تقريبا إلا مرة واحدة. Diya.
Yes, mister.
Diya, how are you?
I'm good.
Alhamdulillah. Diya, what is, yani, we can get large amounts of pressure by increasing the force. Is there, according to these two factors in front of us, is there another method to get large amount of area of pressure?
These two methods, you mean
by controlling area, I mean.
Controlling the area, making it decrease.
Excellent answer. Excellent answer. Thank you very much. Mumtaz, mashallah. Thank you, Diya. By decreasing the area, okay, by too small area, because the pressure and the area are inversely proportional to each other. So, you know, sometimes we may ask ourselves, why is the tip of the nail is so sharp? Why? Okay, because the sharp area, the nail, okay, the small area of the nail make the force of hammering produce large amount of pressure, so the nail can be driven into the wood. And also there is a very famous and funny example. You know, if there is a an elephant, okay, and a woman are walking on a wooden ground, wooden sorry, floor, okay, or ground. Yani the ground is covered by some kind of wood. If I ask you a question, which case, the elephant or the woman, okay, their feet, the woman is wearing a shoes, you know, the shoe of the woman has a sharp edge, okay, اللي هي الكعب يعني, okay, who will leave or make prints in the wood on the ground? Huh. Who can answer this question? Okay, Hamza, Karam Ashraf. Okay, let's listen to Hamza, and we may discuss Karam Ashraf also.
مستر هلا انت قلت مين هيترك print ولا make the most pressure؟
ما هو هيترك print if a large pressure exerted. صح ولا لا؟
صح.
تمام. الاليفنت يعني الحقيقه طيب الاليفنت هو عنده large weight صح. The elephant has large weight. But what about the area over which this weight is distributed? In case of elephant, is it large or small?
Large.
Large. So this makes the pressure not enough to make footprints. Okay. طيب. خلاص يا حمزة, you got this idea?
Yes, Mr.
طيب خلينا let's take Karam. Okay, Karam Ashraf.
I think it's the one, Mr. Because the pressure is all exerted on a small area, but the elephant is exerted on a large one.
Yes, excellent. The woman, okay, will leave prints, footprints. Why? Because the cap, I don't remember the English word of cap, okay, the sharp terminal of its shoes, okay, are so or two small areas, so the pressure will be large, so it will make prints. Thank you, Karam. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, I think it's relatively fine, or something for kidding, but it shows the idea of that not only the force produces pressure, but also decreasing area produces larger pressure. Okay, well, now let's go on. Please let me remind you, all your work on Classera is recorded, not by me, but by Classera. So when we want to make the marks for the quarter, okay, all what I will do is to press your name. It will give me all the exams, homeworks, and things you made on it. So please be careful. أرجوكم in your favor, والله. طيب. Now we will drive another formula of pressure. Let's remember together. This is the first formula, P equal F divided by A. P is the pressure, F is the force, A is the area. Okay, so P equal F divided by A. This is the general formula of the pressure, and the pressure that's described by the force that's acting perpendicularly to the area and the area. Yani using the force and the area, we can get the pressure from this formula. But we have another method to find the pressure, okay, by the second formula, which is P equals rho GH. Let's remember, Mr. What's meant by rho? Rho is the density. It's the density. Here, it's the density of the object that causes pressure. What's G, Mr.? G is the gravitational acceleration, or the acceleration due to gravity, or the free fall acceleration. Say what you want to say, which is 9.81 meters per second squared, or 10 meters per second squared. And in SAT subject test, we use the value 10, except for if he gives us another value. And we will use this value, which is 10, inshallah Rabbil Alameen, in the quarter exam. H, what is H? H, for example, if imagine this cylinder, or this cylinder in front of you is placed on some surface. If I ask you, what is the pressure? How can you find the pressure of this cylinder? Okay, you will say it's the rho, the density of this cylinder, which will be given, okay, times G, which is 10, times H. What is H? H is the height of the pressing object. Or if we are talking about a fluid, if we are talking about a fluid, and for a point inside a fluid, it will be the depth of this point, or the height of the fluid surface above this point. How, Mr.? Let me show you. For example, here, if this is the surface of a fluid, okay, so this is a fluid, and this is the point that's where I want to find the pressure. What will we do? We will find this depth, so we can call this the depth of this point, or the height of the surface above this point. Okay, so the pressure here will be rho GH. Rho is the density of the object that causes the pressure here, which is the liquid, okay, and G, we described it, and the H is the depth or the height of the surface above that point. So let's say again, we say we have two formulae. What are these two formulae? Number one, P equal FA. Number two, P equal rho GH. Look well at these two formulae, because I'll hide them and I'll ask any one of you now, inshallah Rabbil Alameen. Okay? Two formulae. One, P equal FA. P is the pressure, FA is the force, A is the area. Okay? By the way, the force may be the weight, as we explained. Okay? Or we can say P equals rho times GH. Now, inshallah Rabbil Alameen, I'll hide this these formulae, and I'll ask someone to answer. Okay. محمد ياسر، أو خلينا صلاح الباشا. صلاح الباشا.
أيوة مستر.
Okay, can you tell me what is the two formulae of the pressure?
The two formulae of pressure. ثانية مستر، صدقني عارف.
ينفع برضه يا صلاح. يعني انا
ليه؟
موافق على اللي انت هتقوله دلوقتي. يعني ده ينفع؟
مستر
ما
امشي
ينفعش.
معي بس عشان انا مستهرس من زمان يعني، بس اذا قلت
انا لسه
لك
قايلهم
بريشر.
دلوقتي وقلت هسأل عنهم، صح؟
ايوه
ارجوك يا
ايوه ايوه،
صلاح لو
اوكي
سمحت.
اوكي مستر،
ماشي،
اذا قلنا
فالمره اللي
فورس
جايه
اوفر
هسألك
اريا.
عليك تركز، اتفقنا؟
اوكي مستر، اذا قلنا فورس اوفر اريا صح ولا عم بخبص؟
طب واحده هي فورس اوفر اريا. وات از ذا سكند وان؟
آه...
ها؟ رو جي اتش.
ايوه
تمام؟ رو اللي هي
تمام.
وجي الفري فول اكسلريشن، واتش اللي هي الهايت او الديبث او ذا بوينت. شكرا يا صلاح. طيب now ان شاء الله رب العالمين let's go to the next slide. So here, Mr. From where, excuse me, from where we get this formula? Okay, let me tell you. Let me tell you. This is P equal F divided by A. Type F, we said it may be the weight, yani F itself may be the weight. So we can say the following: P equal weight divided by A. طيب, what is weight? Weight is mass times free fall acceleration. This is the formula of the weight divided by A. طيب, but we can say mass, if you remember, rho equal M divided by V. So M equals rho times V. So we can replace mass by rho V. So it will be rho Vg divided by A. Okay? But you know that V itself is A times H. From geometry, any cylinder has a volume equals its area times the height. So we will say it equals rho, we will replace V by A H G divided by A. A will be cancelled with A, so it will be rho Hg or rho Gh. This proof is written here in green: W over T, W equal M times G, M equal rho V times G divided by A equal V equal A times H divided A times H. Okay, so A will be cancelled with A, so it will be rho rho GH. Okay, so this is a very important proof to be known. Well, let's go. So now we will talk about the pressure of the fluid. Okay, in fact, we will not say any new thing except for one more point. The pressure of the fluid, PF, is rho fluid G times H. H is the depth of the point X or the height of the surface above the X. Okay, we said this point. طيب, so the point here, PF, equal, the pressure here, PF, is called gauge pressure. Gauge pressure. This is red gauge, by the way. Okay, so here the gauge pressure is this quantity, rho GH, is called the gauge pressure. Okay, حمزة, كرم أشرف, raise your hand. طيب بسرعة يا كرم, اتفضل.
Mr. عبد السلام disconnected.
عبد السلام on the waiting room. طيب, okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, so here the gauge pressure the gauge pressure is this quantity. So whenever I ask you, find the gauge pressure, I'm asking you about this pressure, which is the pressure of only the liquid. This is the pressure of the liquid, okay? Not the total pressure. Why? If I ask you, what presses the point X? This is the point X, that point I'm pointing at it, okay? This is the point X. Here, what presses the point X? The fluid above it, and also the air, because the air has its own pressure. So there is additional pressure here caused by the air. But if I ask you to find the pressure, the gauge pressure, I'm asking about only the pressure of the fluid. So I don't want to talk about the total pressure, which is the pressure of the air plus the pressure of the fluid. Is it clear, this point? Is it clear? So again, when we say the pressure of the gauge, the gauge pressure, it's the pressure of the fluid only, not any other pressure, okay? So it's rho g h. So to find this pressure at any point, we will use this formula. طيب. From this formula, we can say that P and H are on the same line, and there is an equal sign between them. So they are inversely or directly proportional to each other. Yeah, Khalid Shuqayr. Are they inversely or directly proportional to each other? P and H. Khalid, I asked you, and I unmuted you again. Khalid. طيب. طبعا we don't have enough time to ask 3 times, so يعني I'll say there may be problems with the mic. بس المفروض ان انا لما بنادي 3 مرات لو ما جاوبتش according to the school instruction اللي ما بيجاوبش بتعمل له ريموف من السيشن. لو ما جاوبش 3 مرات ما ردش على المايك ولا عمل اي ريسبونس يبقى معناها ان هو مش موجود اصلا في السيشن. تمام؟ طيب عموما عشان ما عندناش وقت لان فاضل دقيقه. Okay, so here they are directly proportional to each other. So as the depth increase, the pressure increase. So as depth increase, the pressure increase. So they are directly proportional to each other. And I have to say at constant rho and G. Okay. So if I ask you why dams are designed such that they are thicker in their lower parts, the dams are thicker in the lower parts. Why? Because the lower parts are exposed to larger pressures of the water, because as the height increases, the pressure of the fluid increases. Okay, inshallah Rabbil Alameen. So the total pressure is, as we said, we will add the pressure of the air plus the gauge